What's up, guys? It's Maxwell, and welcome to Clashversation episode 7.
Hello there.
Hi there.
Sup?
And today we once again have a guest, so welcome Adam, aka Time2Clash. Glad to have you on the show, man.
I'm glad to be here. I'm going to pretend to be Asterix today.
Alright, awesome. Let's get started, guys. Wars for last week, guys. There were only 4 of them. And wow, pretty exciting stuff once again. We're gonna start off with Dark Looters versus 6 Schlitzes. A war in which DL went 0 for 23 or 0 for 24 for 10v10 attempts. Did not grab a single 10 versus 10 triple. 6 Schlitzes got 1, but they really struggled. 10 versus 11, they had to go 11 versus 11 twice late in the war. And I believe still left 2 11s on the board. So also the score is just 105 to 103 because DL actually made a mistake with accepting the challenge. So both sides swagged 1 base and 2 attacks. So yeah, I mean DL probably one of the strongest offenses in the league. So surprising to not see them not get a single 10v10, isn't it?
It is, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's really surprising. I'm not sure if they got like high 95%-ish or just get unlucky maybe, but yeah, pretty surprising.
Yeah, I can definitely say that they were pretty frustrated. I know that a couple of their top attackers did not have so much time. I think the stream was pretty funny. Did any of you watch Shubalu?
Not
No.
I mean, there were like 2 11 versus 11 attempts coming up within the last 3 minutes of war, and he missed both their lives.
so,
As usual.
That definitely
Super classic.
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't have happened to Adam, right?
No, that never happens to me.
You would have catched both with one device, right?
Absolutely. I'd have had a split screen. It would have been beautiful.
All right. So yeah, surprising war there, but I heard somebody say about this war. This was probably the war to put DL out of the playoffs, out of the season, but it didn't happen because 6 Schlitzes struggled so much 10 versus 11. And yeah, of course, we're gonna talk a bit about the update later. So 10v11 is gonna get even more funny. So yeah. Anyways,
the interesting thing with that war is like both sides struggled so badly. However, right at the end, 6 Schlitzes had 2 11v11 attempts, and if they hit them both, they would win. They hit the first. Second one, they cleared all defenses. 92, I think it was, 92% 1-star, and it was purely time that failed. I mean, 10 more seconds, and it was a triple, and all of a sudden now we'd be talking entirely differently about 6 Schlitzes being in the conference final.
Yeah, I mean, it was for sure the week that the war that they would have been able to beat DL, but could not rise to the occasion. Okay, fake. Yeah, go ahead.
I just wondered, like, why do you think both clans struggled so hard?
I can definitely say that DL did have beast Town 11 bases. I think 6 Schlitzes already struggled 10v11 last week as well. Is that correct?
I have no idea. I'll check the stats real quick. Yeah, they went 4 and 13 last week.
Okay.
So not too bad, but not great.
Yeah, but about DL, no idea. I mean, I was in the clan today, so I talked to the guys, and I don't know. No real explanation for that.
Just an offer.
Yeah.
It can happen. It's just. I think
so.
both sides really want to forget the war as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I can tell that.
Definitely easier to forget for DL though.
The scary thing is when you go 0-24 on 10v10s and still win. Can you imagine what they're going to do next week?
Yeah. All right. So the second war was faked wargasm against Clantanimo Bay. Mutki, would you be so kind to give us the stats on this one?
Yeah, sure. The war was pretty much decided on the beginning on the 9v9 game because Clantanimo Bay ended up with dipping 5 TH9s.
Oh my
And
god.
Fake Orgasm did pretty well and ended out with 10 scouts.
Wow.
So they had a bit of an advantage on the 10v10 game and maybe 10v11, depends on if they scouted some 11s. Because it looks like both sides struggled on the 10v11 game, Fake Orgasm going with 5 out of 15. But Guantanamo Bay did even worse and goes 3 out of 13, so they had to 11v11 2, 11 spaces, and failed one of those hits. So they ended up with kind of like a dip fail on the 11v11 and also 2 dip fails on the 10s. That makes 3 stars less. Also, 1 10v10 less. They put up 2 10v10s and Fake Orgasm 3. But Fake Orgasm also had 11v10 dips, so at the end the star difference was 3. And if I'm right, Fake Orgasm didn't even had one war this season where they had 100% dip rate.
Okay, so Faked
Yeah,
Wargasm.
that's it for the war.
All right, so definitely a solid performance in the playoffs, as you would hope for. And the 9v9 struggle. Wow, Adam, would you have predicted any clan to have to dip 5 Town Hall 9s in the playoffs?
No, not at all. I mean, it was a league-wide low for the playoffs there, 41%, I think something like that. It was gutted. Now, to be fair to them, they did still convert 2 10v10s, and you've got to say, defensively, they managed to keep Fake Wargasm to 3 10v10s. They got 7 last week, so obviously Guantanamo Bay worked hard on defense, but like Mudkis says, once you start that bad, you put in a mountain in front of yourself, and it's difficult to climb back up that, once you're on that sort of, you're on the disadvantage from the start, and they didn't do bad, but they just couldn't get there. It was too much to do.
Yeah, it's hard when you have to dip 9s and get.
It's also like a psychological factor, in my opinion. If you have to dip 5 times, it hurts.
Yeah, for sure.
And the added part of that problem was I think at least one of their dip fails, I think both of their dip fails were actually quite early as well. So they knew they were a long way behind. And like I said, they did defensively manage to keep it together. Offensively, they hit a little bit, but again, it was just too much to do.
Yeah.
And so we see Town Hall 9 still matter.
Yes, but people say Town Hall 9s can win you wars, but they can lose you wars.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they it's tough to say since I didn't watch the war, but maybe they took it too light or underestimated. But you wouldn't really think that in the playoffs. So that's really strange. I mean, maybe of course good basis by Fake Wargasm, but still that does not explain that performance. Yeah, rough war, and now they're out after beating One Hive. Damn, they are definitely gonna be bummed about not taking that opportunity. The third war is gonna be War and Glory versus Spartan's Legacy, and that's of course very interesting for us today because I managed to get Adam on here. I'm still happy for that, and so we of course have him as the War and Glory rep and Mutke as the Spartan's Legacy rep. Adam, why don't you go ahead and go first on this one? Sort of fill us in on the facts for this war.
Okay, no problem. So we went 113 to 108 stars, so 5-star gap. And immediately people are going to look at that and think, oh, great job, War and Glory, but it doesn't tell the story at all. The war was all the way through so close. And for quite a while at the start, Spartan's Legacy was slightly ahead. Then it flicked to War and Glory slightly ahead. Then back to Legacy, then back to War and Glory. Honestly, it was a real roller coaster all the way through. It was only sort of the last half an hour that anything changed. And again, like I said, the score just doesn't show it. Unfortunately, they had a DC at the last minute and one of their 11s. I'm going to be honest, I think he knew that the war was over, so he ended up missing one of his attacks. But again, that just ignore the score. The stats were incredible, and it's difficult to do the stats because of their good old hex design. But I think it worked out in the end at 5 10v10s apiece. Great high scoring war. Both sets of 9s did well, so there were lots of scouts. 10v11s were shaky from both sides all the way through, so it was really like adding a bit of a tension on it. Dips wise, War and Glory failed a dip very early on, which is firstly unusual for them, but also it made Spartan's Legacy look like they had the advantage again. It was just an incredible war. I've got so much respect for Spartan's Legacy, one of the best wars of the season without a doubt. And yeah, I mean, I look forward to meeting up with them in the future. I really do.
Yeah, Mutke, I believe that you were explaining something to me earlier about the text. Just clear that up for us real quick for Spartan's Legacy, please.
About the 10v10s or
No, about the text that you were not using.
We had one TH9 that didn't even show up at any minute of the war. So our 2 TH9 advantage for the scouts we had were lost. So we had the same amount of scouts. And for our TH11, the war ended like 2 a.m. for him, and he was like 1.5 hours before the end. I will be off now for an hour, take a breather and eat something. And yeah, then didn't show up because he fell asleep.
Wow.
Ouch.
Didn't you say there was a disconnect as well or something?
Yeah, and we had like as last dip or the second last dip from our side a disconnect. So like an unhidden base ended up 0 start.
Yeah, that's probably to make up for the star difference. If
Yeah,
those hits would have
that
gone
makes
in
sense.
successfully, it would have been like 112 to 113.
Yeah, would have been shown. The stats would have said, yeah, it was a nail biter and not
Yeah.
the destruction.
So now
Yeah,
we
that
know
looks
what
like-
Adam meant.
Yes.
All right.
So Spartan's Legacy maybe a bit unlucky there with their side, but One Glory definitely stepping in with a solid performance and grabbing the W to advance to the conference finals. The last war was Dark Looters Z versus Buy Forever. I was of course involved in this war, so I'm gonna go on about this one. 10v10 count, 5 for us, 1 for them. Dips, perfect dips for us, 9 out of 9. We did go 11 versus 11 once. It was a Bewitch attack just to safely secure the 2-star, option 3, but ended up with not even a high percent 2-star. They had 3 dip fails. Their 9s were better than ours. Their 10v11 game was better than ours. We were struggling a little bit 10v11, but also we did not bring that many 10v11 hitters. We kind of focused more on the 10v10 hitters, and that really showed as well in 5-1 10v10. So overall, I would say a very, very solid performance by us, and also a deserved victory here. Guys, your thoughts? Sloffels, maybe.
Yeah, again, looks like a blowout, but it was pretty close until like the ending final 3 hours ish. I watched a little bit on stream, but yeah, it was looked like a fun war, and just a little bit bad luck maybe from Buy Forever. You couldn't get it.
I can definitely say it was fun for us. I mean,
Well, I'll ask the question that everybody wants to know, right? Weeks 1 to 6, or certainly 1 to 5, Dark Looters Z were arguably the best clan in the league. You were unbeaten, you were excellent. Weeks 6 to 10, you were garbage. You couldn't get over 110 stars.
that's true.
Week 11, you lost, but it was a good performance against a very good Reddit Omega.
Yeah.
Obviously, first round of the playoffs, you were very good. You know, and then obviously yesterday, superb 5-10 V10s, 9 for 9 on dips. You're absolutely fantastic. How? Explain to me how this happens.
Dude, it's all about the mind game.
Yeah, they're just going in as an underdog.
You know?
On purpose. You thought you would start strong and then let others think that you struggle and then come back, or what?
You know, as you talked about, I think a lot of it is on our Town 11s, really. I mean, of course, I am a Town 11, so after week 6, I think we went perfect dips for the first 4 or 5 weeks from all 11s in war. After that, we had dip fails every war, 2-3 dip fails sometimes, and that really hurts. There were a couple of close wars in there as well. that we really should have won with good 11 performances, and this week we went perfect for dips again. Also, we had a 10v10 struggle in the middle. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of young people in the clan. We've got a lot of people that are between like 17 and 21, so there's always going to be inconsistency with young players at any competition. So it's tough to explain, but it certainly feels like we're back in the groove now. We've had practice wars against the Elle for the past 2 weeks. We're going to do another one this week, and that also really helps, just to have that consistent competition top level. I don't know.
I feel like I should apologise to you now.
It's
So
all
obviously
good.
you're going to be back out of your groove again after this weekend when you're looking for something to do for the next few weeks.
We might be, but everything can happen. You know, if Asterix would be here, he would say any given Sunday now. But we're gonna get into that a bit more when we talk about the predictions for next week, because otherwise this section is already gonna get too long. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna memorize that one, Adam. I'm gonna get back to that. Ferox, did you want to say anything about this one?
No, just good job. That it was sad because basing on the score, it was really nice, and yeah, from what I heard you saying, it's cool that you're back. I'm just a little bit like sad because I was always rooting for Byfair. That's it.
That's okay, you know. But thank you for congratulating us.
Yeah, deserved.
Thanks. All right, guys, that's enough for the past, enough for the wars for last week. We're gonna move on to the next category. Okay, guys, today's interview is actually gonna start with a bit of a monologue, and at first we definitely wanted to sum up what happened regarding some teams that were in the playoffs and that got removed, because the wars that we predicted last week were not quite the wars that happened. 3 clans got removed. So first up we had Suomi Codcat out of the playoffs. They got replaced by 6 Schlitzes. The reason for that was that they had 4 accounts banned in the playoffs total, and that way Suomi Codcat was removed from the playoffs. The Swarm, they had several accounts get a 14-day war banned by Supercell, so for that reason they were not eligible for the playoffs and also got removed, replaced by War and Glory, of course. We already talked about that war. And then Immoral Thieves had 2 accounts banned for modding, and that way Immoral Thieves also got removed from the playoffs, and yeah, of course replaced by us, by DLZ. So that's your summary on that. Anyways, interview, I want to get a little bit into the talk about the upcoming update. I mean, of course, everybody expected the update to drop today already, which did not end up happening, but I'm going to read out the important update notes real quick, and then we're going to get into how that is going to change the game, and maybe also breakdowns for upcoming wars. So we are going to have some new defensive content at Channel 11, so pretty much every defense is going to get a buff. Cannons, Archer Towers, Inferno Towers, new level plus new DPS. Also, multi-Infernos are gonna get buffed as far as I can read this. Damage increased. Single Infernos are gonna be changed as well, but that's really insignificant for high-level wars since we only use multi-Infernos. Little bit of new offensive content for Channel 11's P.E.K.K.A level 6, Wizard level 8, Healer level 5, Miner level 5, that could be very interesting, Warbreakers level 7, Dragon hit points increased, Hawk Rider hit points increased, and then for the builder base there's gonna be a spectate live feature, which is probably gonna be nice for Adam whenever he's attacking somebody above 3,000 trophies and has to wait for the other guy to finish his attack.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Adam, overall, of course, nobody of us has gotten a chance to play the update yet. First impression, what are your thoughts on the update? Good, bad, not gonna change anything?
I think it's good because I think they are organically trying to make people go to Town Hall 10 by making it more exciting. Rather than try and force people by spoiling Town Hall 9, they're trying to make 10 more attractive. And the best thing about Town Hall 9 is the variety. And so they're trying to add that to Town Hall 10, which I think is a really good thing, like, you know, improving dragons, improving hogs, making them more viable, and equally making 11 the you know, the 11v11 freestyles, that's what we want to decide wars. Ultimately, 11 is the ultimate, like the apex of the game. That's where the top end is. It should be 11v11s that decide wars, and I think this update will help encourage that. My only sort of, well, I say my only, my biggest negative to this though is I'm terrified that we're going to be in an age of minors. I'm a little bit worried that they might be going too far.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that actually minor hit points for level 2 to 4 minors are also going to get increased. Plus, we're going to get minus level 3 minors at Town Hall 10.
Yeah, and I think that, I mean, we see already a couple of minor hits at 10v10, which is cool. I like what they're doing, but giving them level 3s, and not just level 3s, but also higher hit points on level 2s and 3s, plus the level 3s, plus you'll get level 5s in your CC. I'm thinking that 10v10 it might even become the easiest 10v10 strategy, which again, is it the end of the world? Maybe not. It's going to make dips like almost certain. 11v10s, you shouldn't really be able to fail, which again, is it the end of the world? Maybe not. But I don't want to see it where 90% of attacks are minors. I mean, you make recaps yourself, Maxwell. Can you imagine doing minor attacks for 7 or 8 out of 10 of the top 10 attacks? It will break your heart.
Yeah, I think, and I kind of want to bring in Sloffels on this because he's a Channel 10 base builder. I think that Channel 10 bases are gonna, I mean, now they are pretty much only geared against anti-Lalo, and some of the newer bases are also geared against Hogs a little bit. I think that bases are definitely gonna be geared towards anti-minor again a bit, which then of course also makes other strategies more viable again. I think, like, balloons are gonna get, yeah, Sloffels, just go ahead, take it away.
We'll have to see how much minors change, because you know the biggest change was that they pop up and stay up longer instead of going down again, and the retargeting of defenses back in the day, which made them like annoyingly less valuable. I don't know. I think you'll see changes in base building. You'll see ground skeletons, for example. So a lot less of those pesky air skellies that are gonna fuck your Lalo. I think overall it's good for Tunnel 10. I think the hit rates are gonna go up. You'll have Hogs, Miners, Laloon, the Bewitch, the Dragons. You'll have like a good amount of strategies, which is kind of like Town Online. So I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest.
Cool. Motke, you also play Channel 10. We talked about the bases now. Do you think that this might or should also impact breakdowns for upcoming wars? Maybe more Town Hall 10s, less Town Hall 9s? I mean, Town Hall 11 is getting a defensive buff, and 10 versus 11 is already hard, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I'm also a Town Hall 11 base builder, so for me, I kind of like the update. I see more of my bases defending. And yeah, for the breakdown, I would say depends on the clans, because there are certain clans that have like out of 20 10v10 hitters, like 8 beasts at 10v11 game, and other clans only 4. So the clan with less 10v11 beasts, they will need for sure more 10v10s in the overall breakdown to clear all 11s. But I think also the base building meter of Town Hall 11 will change because of the buff of the defenses. Kind of like they will go more often for 11v11, in my opinion. Also because the 10v10 game will get more variety, and so we end up with more 10v10 truths, because if you build a base against miners and hogs, you might get easier mass Lalo or queen judge Lalo, and I think overall queen judge attacks will get even better.
Okay, cool. Ferox, I know that you have one Town Hall 10, but several Town Hall 9s. Are you maybe considering upgrading another Town Hall to 10?
No, I have a 10 and a 9.5. So I'm really hoping for the T0 thing we heard about for CWL and stuff. I'm very curious about the update, because some of the like negative thoughts people had were also that 10 versus 11 might be harder. So that's looking. I'm really forward to look if that is true, because I just started. I would be really sad if 10 versus 11 wouldn't work, because right now I'm not bad in the beginning. And yeah, it's basically just see, and I won't say anything until the update is out. I won't judge in any way.
Don't worry, I'll help you planning. I got you.
You do? Nice.
For sure. But overall, I get that you're like also excited about the update, positive overall.
Yeah, like overhyped, but like a little bit like careful still. But yeah, looking forward.
All right, so looks like Supercell are giving the war community what they like, which is nice, definitely nice. I want to say something to you, Mutke, but I kind of forgot. Oh yeah, now
Take your time.
no, I got it. I got the point. You know, I'm especially excited for my 11 for this update. Obviously, it's always cool to get some new levels on troops, but I will finally be able to spend my gold again. Do you? You know, I'm sitting on 10 million gold for weeks now. Can't do anything with that. Do you have the same problem?
Yeah, for sure. And I think Hex had the same problem. So we don't have TH12. We are safe.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they can introduce some more walls or something as well.
I don't know. In my opinion, they should start before they add new like 25 more words, level 12. They should start adding those side effects. They should become.
Oh yeah, that would
because if they start adding too much of those words and the side effects are too strong for that amount of words, you can't downgrade them.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. All right. So I guess that overall, pretty much most of the people are positive about the update. I know that from our guys also, everybody is really expecting it. They were expecting it to drop last week, and then it didn't drop, and it didn't drop again today, and everybody was disappointed. But should be pretty fun to play it. I know that Itsu has obviously been fiddling with it with the NDA that he has got, and he also liked it. So gonna be fun for sure. And fun is a good point, because we are gonna move on to the next category, guys. Maybe not is coming up. And for today's maybe not, guys, it's actually yours truly attacking. This is my second Town Hall 11, and this is my 11 versus 11 attempt right here in Swarm Infinity, where actually Ferox dragged me over there. Ferox, thank you for that.
Yes,
I've had a lot of fun so far.
Me too.
So yeah, this base was obviously attacked before, so I kind of knew a few of the traps and stuff. Tactic is Suicide Queen and then Gobo Lalo. Sloffels, how do you like my opener? It's similar to Town Hall 10 sometimes.
Yeah, it's looking like a fail already.
All right, nice. I knew you would have my back. That's why I like you.
You're welcome, man.
All right, so
it's looking good actually. Nice funnel.
Oh, thank you.
Nice funnel.
Sometimes I get lucky.
Oh, these loon drops though.
Damn, you gotta help me on those, man. All right, so Kill Squad got what it was supposed to get. I can say that.
Yeah, the sweeper is gonna be a little annoying.
Maybe.
Or maybe not.
Yes.
Right. I think this is a pretty good spot.
Sweeper's gonna be really annoying.
a minute and 54 seconds. I wanted to give you guys a tough spot for predictions.
Wait.
And
you don't have any hounds left.
Don't I have any hounds left? Damn.
He has a hound left on 6 o'clock.
Isn't there a hound in the loons?
Yes,
there's one hidden away.
well, at 5 o'clock,
sneaky.
There's a hound left. Damn, I was about to catch Sloffels, guys. Why are you telling him?
Also, you have to know that we had to go 11 versus 11, but the war was already over. But when we started planning the 11 versus 11, I believe we still had a shot.
Yeah.
Was it right, Max?
Yeah. I mean, we had kind of a bad performance 10 versus 11, so I logged on with like 2 or 3 hours left in war, or even less time, and I was told I had to go 11 versus 11. So that's the background story for this one. But what do you guys think? How am I looking here?
Did you help him plan this, Ferox?
I think you'll be all right. If you
But,
drop, if you had dropped, or if you have dropped the 2 loons on the sweeper, because it doesn't look like the loons are gonna pass there, or maybe they will.
So yeah, Ferox was on voice chat with me when I
Tricky.
did this attack. So she
Yeah,
helped me
but-
planning.
but like not really big impact on the plan, because I also not the experience in 11 versus 11.
When you drew up the plan and you put those 2 loons down to kill the 4 o'clock Tesla, why did you send them like halfway across the map to do it?
You know, that's just strategy-wise. Sometimes it's no, of course.
Sometimes you gotta spam.
Yeah, you do. So guys, predictions, please. Who wants to go first? I feel like Mutke wants to go first. He's been so quiet. No, okay, Slofford wants to go first.
Okay. I'm gonna say you triple, just because I believe in you, man.
Really? Oh, I appreciate that. But you also have ground to make up, and I think you know that.
Hmm.
All right. Who's next? Mutke.
Since I have the little screen only, can you say me how many haste do you have left?
I've got 1 haste and 1 heal left.
Okay. Doesn't look like there are enough pups in the area to kill the hound, so I won't say the hound kill your attack. You still have the hound. Is that half-life
Yeah, sort of.
or low-life hound?
A third of its life.
Okay. I would say you will get it because you will heal over the AD zone, which gives the ADs 1 more shot to kill a loon.
Was that the one where I fat fingered the heal, Ferox?
I don't remember anymore.
She doesn't remember. All right, so Mutke, your prediction. I have it
It's
written down.
the only thing that would make the only ground splash, and I don't think your skellies would hop out of the loons and do some ground stuff.
Okay, so you say triple as well?
Yeah.
All right, Adam, bet against me.
I want to bet against you, but given that next week you're going to be absolutely heartbroken when your clan's out of CWL, I kind of want to big you up as well, so it's a tough one. I think that there is just 2 archer towers as well as the air defences. Like, it's not as dangerous as it looks on that back end. Like, there's no wizard towers. The archer towers are relatively easy to path to. They're not in silly places. And because of that, I think you'll get it. I think it looks harder than it is. Like, if a few of those defences were different defences, this would be very painful, but I think you're going to get it.
All right, so 3 times yes. I was definitely confident at this point as well. So let's find out, guys. We're going to roll the footage and see how I do with the rest of this Lalo. Sloffel's definitely correct about that sweeper. Man, if you would only have helped me planning, I definitely would have seen that.
Thank you.
You know, Ferox, I think you were busy with our leader for the most part of this planning. I think I was just like, all right, I got this, I'm in. But yeah, I got the sweeper out of the way.
Could we stop it again?
Stop it again.
Your cleanup is gonna be awful.
Really?
Are there like 5 red bombs at the end or no?
No, because the minions might go to the hound.
I also have 2 archers left. You will notice that now, but I didn't.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and he was asking.
Great job, man.
Why did
Very
you
nice.
pull the archer that way?
He asked, where should I drop the archers? And I said, don't drop the archers. And he did. He did.
It's okay though.
You know,
It was
It's
so
okay.
emotional. Sorry.
you know when it's this whenever this happens, you know, there's a lava hound alive and you drop the archers for cleanup. It's like,
Fuck. It usually only happens like once every 2 months or 3 months, because you'll remember not to drop the archers.
But you know, the second archer sort of pulled the hound away again. So, but still, my pops and minions got distracted more than they should have. And then the king. Take a look at the king.
Yeah, I mean, OP air defense, man. We say it all the time.
Yeah, I say it as well in my videos sometimes.
You know how often kings cause time
Yeah.
fill?
Yeah.
Still, I got this though. I got this. Don't worry.
Ah.
E99.
And you know why? Because you dropped the archers at the bottom,
Yes,
not at the top.
yes.
I
Yes, that
know.
was what I was saying. Thank you, Mutke.
It's kind
I
of
thought you
difficult
were a
for us.
smart attacker.
It's kind of difficult because I've seen it on the videos before, and I thought that we were looking at this based on the attack, and I was looking at the attack and thinking he should get this, but what I didn't factor in was the Maxwell element of it, and then I
That's
might
right,
have changed my answer.
That's right.
Yes, it's a big game changer.
That's right, man. That's why I always have to dip early.
Ouch.
On nines, probably.
Yeah, sometimes, Yeah, heartbreaker. But I mean, at least we didn't lose the war on that. We would have lost anyways, I think, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly. It did
We
not
lost
decide the war.
anyway.
So yeah, those archers. Sometimes you just try to be too, place everything, get all the buildings out of the way, and then you see the lava.
Yep. Yeah, but the thing was, you were asking, where do you place the archers? And I said, nowhere. Don't place them. And then it was too late. Why do you ask if you don't want to hear the answer?
Yeah, that's sometimes happens on voice chat though. Like you ask and then you act before you get the answer, just because you
Yeah, you broke my heart
happens. I broke your heart.
with this attack.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna get into that anymore. Anyways,
No.
it's gonna. I think that's enough for this one. For next week, we of course only have 2 wars, guys, since it is semi-finals, or as our American friends like to say, conference finals. And Ferox, what are those 2 wars again?
It's DL versus Fate Wargasm and DLZ versus Warren Clary.
All right, so Mutke, Fake Wargasm advancing to the finals?
Sure, why not? I mean, this weekend definitely showed that the Elle is beatable for the 4.
Yeah. But I believe you have never beaten them
And
before, right?
Just in
me
random.
as person in any clan,
No Fake Wargasm.
I don't. I'm not that long in fake wargasm, so I think in CWL never. This season we lost for sure now. Yeah, the air was perfect, so they lost for sure too.
Okay.
So last season Fate lost in CWL, and the only win I remember was a random Fate and DL, but was uneven. So
Oh.
hard to tell.
Okay. Alright, so Mutke going with Fake Wargasm for that one, just to be loyal, I guess. Ferox, you're also gonna be loyal to your old clan?
I don't know. It's very tough to predict because I think if DL has a bad day and Fate a good day, it's possible. But if DL has a good day, it's harder to predict. Like, it's hard to predict anyway. I don't know.
I don't know, it's not a prediction.
And my prediction is any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday, okay. We'll have you go with the asterisk punchline. I'm gonna, yeah, Sloffels, DL Fake Wargasm.
I think Dark Lotus is gonna win, just because their scores during the season have been fairly high. They've gotten a couple of 115, 116s. I mean, remember last week they got 115 against Concha, and then like this week was their season low. I don't know what happened, but I'm sure they'll review and like get everything back together next week. And I just think they'll edge out Fake Wargasm
Okay.
by like 1 star maybe, or
1
percentage.
star. Alright. That's a bold prediction. Adam, I know that you like to go with recent performances for predictions quite a bit, if I'm correct. So that would say that Fake Wargasm probably has the lead here.
You're right about recent performances do very much affect my decisions. However, there are a couple of factors here. First of all, Dark Looters scored 105 stars and still won, which means that somehow they were able to get wins even when they're not having a good day, which I think is a very It's a good quality in any sport. It's a good quality in Clash of Clans as well. Equally, their 10v10s was, I can't even think of a word bad enough to describe it. I mean, 0 of 24, you could spam 24 witch attacks and probably get more than 0. So yeah, I mean, it was painful. But 9v9, they were at 66%, I think. 100% on dips. I think they went 50% on hit-ups as well. So even when they're having a bad day, the rest of the clan still performs well. And it's factors like that that make me think that they're the favourites for the overall CWL. Equally, Fake Wargasm did win last week, but they struggled. I mean, down at 3 10v10s, that's relatively low. It's not great. They had a good performance on week 1, but even against Guantanamo Bay, they weren't great. And I just think Dark Looters, when they need to, they perform. I think they had some roster issues this weekend. I know that obviously a couple of people were flying around various places, were away and stuff. I just think that when they're back with their full roster next week, I think it's going to be extremely difficult for Fake Wargasm. I like them a lot. I've got a lot of respect for them. But not only do I think Dark Looters are going to win, but I don't even think it's going to be that close. I think it's going to be 2 or 3 stars to Dark Looters.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a question for me. DL are going to blow them away. Fake Wargasm have had a couple of pretty good weeks, but they're going to face a challenge for their offense that they have not faced over the last couple of weeks. And one off week is nothing. DL have the strongest, overall, I think the strongest offense with a couple other clans in CWL, and I think they're going to blow them away. It's not even going to be close. That's my prediction, at least. And then we've got a second war, of course. The second finalist is going to be determined, and that's going to be the war where DLZ are going to beat War and Glory, right?
You said that we didn't drink before we did the show.
That's right, that's right.
So why would you say something ridiculous like that? I mean, this is just crazy. It's going to be like an 8, 9, maybe 10-star win to War and Glory. DLZ will get demoted down a division. DLX will get promoted up. I mean, we all know the outcome of this.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to ask you this earlier, but has Baker actually upgraded any troops but witches now?
No, Baker's fine. He's doing his job just as he should be. I mean, don't get me wrong. You've done really well, and I'm very impressed. Dark Looters will be very happy because obviously their feeder's doing really well. But I think it's kind of sad that you're coming up against War and Glory. Like, it would have been nice to go out to a good clan, but because you're going to go out to a great clan, I mean, you're going to lose by I don't even know how many stars.
You know what's going to be awesome though, Adam? It's going to be the All Dark Looters final in Estland.
Why are you planning to join War and Glory after you lose?
No, not really. I mean, have you helped with the base building again, by the way, recently?
Oh God, no. We want to win.
Damn, that's a shame. That's what I meant to say as well. Okay, guys, but on a more serious note, the 3 other guys, predict this war, please, because I think our 2 predictions are pretty obvious.
DLZ.
Nice, Sloffels, you have my back.
War and Glory.
I hate you.
Nice, you have our back.
Nice.
Did Adam like, is he paying you for appearing on his stream or something?
No, I think I paid with a good attack on his stream, not he paid me in any way.
Oh yeah, Adam, do you remember that one?
It was a beautiful attack, yeah. If I was in Dark Looters, I'd start watching those kind of attacks because you're going to see a lot of them coming at you this weekend.
I see. Taking pages out of Mutke's book is not fair play, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Just to clear this up, Mutke is fair play, guys. That was just Ferox.
Tough one too. I have to predict now, right?
Yes.
Ferox, just before you pick, I just want to say you're looking really nice today. I like what you've done with your hair.
Yeah, nice one. Thing is, Becca is in War and Glory too, and I love my Becca boo, and I can't let her down, so I'm gonna pick War and Glory.
That's all right. I could kind of see that coming. So as usual, I guess in this round as well, we're the underdogs. That's the role that we like to have. I talked about mind games earlier, and that's what we're doing. That's what we're good at. And
so next week on the Clashversation, it'll be the Maxwell and Sloffel show.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can talk a lot,
We can get asterisks in.
Yeah, we're gonna get asterisks. All right, no.
I will say this though. I mean, we had an amazing war in the mid-season last season. It was
Yeah.
one of the best wars I've ever seen. And obviously, this was while the CWL main season finals were going on, and yet still, the War and Glory DLZ war was epic. I mean, you could tell the quality there. It was great. We had an amazing war during the season. We gave you that one just to, mind games. I think that's what it's called. So we gave you that one, but it was again one of the best wars of the season. I mean, it's lit for this weekend. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, mind games for sure. It didn't have anything to do with us pulling off the last second 10v10 for the win, but that's okay. Anyways, guys, I think we're gonna have awesome wars this week, and there's gonna be an awesome final as well, whoever advances, and definitely hyped for that. I wanted to say once again, Adam, huge thank you for coming on. It's been a real pleasure. Thanks for stopping by, and guys, if you don't know Adam yet or are not following him yet, he's got a YouTube channel that is, I believe, called Time2Clash as well.
Yeah, I keep things simple.
Okay, and yes, on Twitch he's of course also named Time2Clash, so go ahead and drop him the follows over there because he's doing awesome content, guys, streaming probably more hours than anybody else, and in my opinion he's the best Clash streamer on Twitch right now. I can definitely say that. So yeah, guys, any final words? Anybody want to say anything?
See you next week.
Thank you for having me. It's been a huge amount of fun.
Yeah, really fun.
That
See ya.
sounded very sincere.
Yeah, she sounded like she had fun. No, it's all good. All right, guys. Then thanks for watching once again, and until next time, we'll see you all later. Peace.